question of the decade. How do you delete a man who has spent decades avoiding the light? A man that hasn't been seen in flesh by those he ruled in decades. This is the story of Hezbollah's rise. The shadow and demise of its leader, Hassan Nasrallah. The messy, technological, and coldly clinical methods used in ending Nasrallah's life. We have gone through lots of news articles, listened to multiple ex-Mossad agents involved, ex-cabinet officials, and other high-ranking officials. We will dive into history. The three leading scenarios confirmed by insiders. A clear look at the weapons that made the strike possible. And a snapshot of where Hezbollah stands 1 year later. First off, a brief history. Hezbollah emerged after Israel's 1982 invasion of Lebanon to root out Palestinian fighters who were terrorizing them across border. It began as an amalgamation of Shia fighters inspired and trained by Iran's Revolutionary Guard. Over decades, it became both a political party and an armed organization. A militia that also ran schools, clinics, and an extensive social network across Lebanon's Shia communities. That mix of social services, local power, and external funding is what made Hezbollah durable. Ideology and social welfare kept it rooted, and cash and weapons from Islamic Iran kept it armed. Money flowed through charities, businesses, and shadow transfers, always with one destination, which is Hezbollah's war chest. Enter Hassan Nasrallah. He rose to leadership in the early 1990s and turned Hezbollah into a regional potent force. He knew Israel wanted to delete him, so he never exposed himself, delivering speeches from safe rooms and recorded statements. His public face was always mediated. That pattern turned him into an almost mythical target, towering in rhetoric and invisible in person. The Shia population idolized him. On October 7, 2023, Hamas fighters attacked Israel in what was the biggest terrorist attack on the Jewish state since its founding. Hezbollah understood their comrades in Gaza would be dealt with severely. So in an attempt to divide and distract Israel's military actions in Gaza, they opened a support front by launching missiles into northern Israel. Fast forward, on September 27, 2024, everything changed. Hezbollah confirmed that Nasrallah had been killed in an Israeli airstrike on a multi-building complex in Dahi, the southern Beirut suburb long associated with Hezbollah's headquarters. The strike was massive, precise, and devastating. And just like that, the myth of invincibility was shattered. So how did it happen? There are three leading scenarios. Each carries different implications about reach, risk, and how modern intelligence wars are fought. Let's explore these scenarios. Scenario 1, the tip-off from human intelligence. You see, this would be an asset, a human being somewhere inside or outside Lebanon. Who knows the time and the exact building where Nasrallah will meet his top commanders? That tip could come from a recruited courier, a dissident inside the network, or even a spy within Iran's orbit. That tip was rock solid. It gives planners the coordinates they needed to task aircraft and precision munitions for one decisive strike. Scenario 2, laser designation or ground-based spotters. This idea combines technology with a human element near the target. Ground teams, either agents placed around the neighborhood or people embedded in adjacent buildings, could illuminate a specific point with laser designators. Laser designation paints a target, so a bomb or missile can home in with pinpoint accuracy. In this scenario, a Mossad operative in Beirut or an ally spotter tags a roof or a particular ventilation shaft. Then, jets release munitions that use the reflected laser to guide them to the exact strike point. Why use this method, you may ask? Well, because underground complexes and layered defenses make GPS alone less reliable. A laser paint can refine the aim to a specific access point or a concrete throat leading to a bunker. Some believe this was the final piece of precision needed to strike the bunker Nasrallah thought was safe. Scenario 3. This is deep, long-term signals and supply chain operations. This is the most chilling possibility to many analysts. A long campaign of signals, exploitation, and sabotage that slowly stripped away Hezbollah's operational secrecy. Remember the pager and radio explosions that rocked Lebanon in September 2024? Thousands of small devices going off and causing mass injuries across Hezbollah's network. Explosives had allegedly been planted in devices during manufacturing. This showed just how deep intelligence services had penetrated logistics. If they could sabotage pagers, they could also plant tracking devices, beacons, or tampered radios. Add to that years of communication hacking. Even if messages were encrypted, metadata can reveal travel patterns, habitual meeting times, courier routes, and the day a senior leader will travel. Combine that with planted microdevices, reflective markers, or covert beacons hidden in equipment, and you have a plausible path. A long campaign of tracking culminating in the precise moment of Nasrallah's final meeting. These scenarios are not mutually exclusive. In fact, people in the know believe all three scenarios were used in defeating Hezbollah. A human tip could be the trigger, long-term hacking could have supplied the pattern, and ground-based laser designation could have given the final precision. Put them together and you get a multi-layered operation. Sabotage undermines communications. Signals intelligence narrows the window. An on-the-ground asset confirms position, and precision munitions finish the job. The strike itself. You see, reports describe a heavy, concentrated use of air-delivered weapons, dozens of aircraft, an extraordinary number of munitions. Some put the total at roughly 80 bombs of various types across the complex. Analysts noted a mix of small guided glide bombs and larger penetration weapons. The sort of combination you would expect if the goal was to destroy both surface structures and deeply buried bunkers. A short guided weapon primer. The GBU-39, also called the small diameter bomb, is a 250-pound class precision glide bomb. It is small, GPS guided, and standoff capable, designed for accuracy. The Mark 82 is a 500-pound general-purpose bomb, often used with guidance kits to turn it into a precision weapon, sometimes fitted with time delay fuses to act as a penetrator. Then there are the bunker busters, heavy, hardened, delay-fused munitions, designed to punch through reinforced concrete and earth to reach command centers deep underground. How were they used, you may ask? Well, small guided bombs collapse entrances, destroy surface structures, and cut off ventilation shafts. Then bunker busters drive through meters of reinforced concrete before detonating. Used in combination, they do more than destroy buildings. They collapse the underground world beneath them. The result was catastrophic. The entire leadership inside the bunker was eliminated. The myth of Nasrallah's safety evaporated in fire and dust. The strike destroyed residential buildings and sent an already traumatized Lebanon into chaos. It showed Israel's reach, but it also deepened Lebanon's pain. Pain especially felt by the Shia population who were Hassan Nasrallah's followers. 1 year on, Hezbollah is weaker, not gone, but very much weakened, a real shadow of itself. Organizational shock, losing a leader of 3 decades, creates a vacuum that is hard to fill. Financial strain, Iran still funds them, but sanctions and a collapsing Lebanese economy have tightened the purse strings. Political pressure, ordinary Lebanese are frustrated and blame Hezbollah for endless wars and economic misery. Technical vulnerability. The pager explosions expose just how deeply their communications and logistics have been compromised. What happens to a movement when its myth is broken? Hezbollah today is diminished. Recruitment is down, fighters are demoralized. Political rivals sense opportunity, and Israel's message is clear: no one is untouchable. With a fully deleted leadership, 15,000 maimed personnels, 5,000 deleted fighters, and over 1 million of their people internally displaced and are now refugees. A devastated Hezbollah abandoned the Hamas support they had started 1 year earlier and accepted a one-sided ceasefire that gave Israel the right to continue strikes on Hezbollah positions. This was a modern intelligence operation. Human assets, supply chain sabotage, signals, exploitation, precision munitions, all converging to do one brutal thing: eliminate a man who built his life in the shadows. So stop and think. Was it just the death of one man? Or was it the beginning of the end for an entire movement? Thanks so much for watching all the way through. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow. Drop a comment below and let me know what you think or what topics you'd like to see next. Also remember, sip and subscribe. The button is down there, and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on new content. Stay awesome, stay hydrated, and I'll catch you in the next one.